You ever wonder why some people just seem to get money while the rest of us are struggling to figure it out? Well, it turns out it's usually not about luck, and it's not even always about having some crazy high-paying job. Today, we're going to get into the hidden psychology of building wealth and the surprisingly simple math that can completely change the game for you. Okay, let's start with the feeling I think we all know, that 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling what-if spiral. You know the one. What if the car breaks down? What if I lose my job? What if? That anxiety is just heavy. It's a really tough way to live. But what if I told you that reaching a certain dollar amount isn't just about the money? It's about hitting these key psychological turning points that literally rewire your brain. We're talking about specific milestones that change how you make decisions, slash your stress, and just open up a whole new world of options you didn't even see before. So this whole journey is really about one big shift, getting your brain out of survival mode and into growth mode. Think about it. When you're in survival mode, you're just putting out fires, right? You're reactive, you're scared, you're only thinking about the next bill. But in growth mode, everything changes. You're proactive. You start seeing opportunities instead of just threats. It's a total game changer. All right, so where does this all start? Where's the first real step on this path? You might be thinking it's 100 grand, maybe even $1 million, but it's not. The first major psychological shift happens way earlier. It happens when you hit your first $20,000. And hitting that number does something amazing. It's not just about having a cushion. It literally changes your body chemistry. It lowers cortisol, that's your main stress hormone. Suddenly you're not agonizing over every little purchase. All that mental space that was taken up by worry, it's now free. You can finally stop just surviving and start strategizing. And this is what gives you what's called walking away money. And man, is this a powerful feeling. It's the freedom to walk into your boss's office and negotiate for that raise because you're not desperate. It's the power to leave a job that's crushing your soul. It's the ability to say no to a bad deal. You're no longer operating from fear, you're operating from a position of strength. Okay, so you've got your foundation. Now comes what a lot of people call the great grind. And let's be real, this is the hardest part. The push from that first 20K to your first $100,000. This is where so many people give up because it feels like a total slog. I love this quote because it's just so perfect. Imagine pushing a giant boulder up a mountain. The first 100 feet are agony. That right there, that's you, from 0 to your first 100,000. It's supposed to feel brutal. It's supposed to feel like you're putting in all this work for almost no movement. That's normal. And here's the math that proves why it feels so hard. In this stage, look at that, almost all of your growth, like 80% of it, comes from one source, you. It comes from your brute force savings. The market helps a little, sure, but it's not doing the heavy lifting yet. You are. That's why every dollar counts. But then you hit it. You get that boulder to the top of the first hill. You cross that $100,000 mark. And this is where the entire game changes. You've just activated the money snowball. This is where the magic really starts to happen. Just look at this. This is the snowball effect in plain numbers. That first 100K, it might take you, say, 8 grueling years. But the next 100K, that only takes 5. And the next one after that, 3.5. Then 2.5. See what's happening? The boulder is rolling downhill now, and it's picking up speed all on its own. That's compounding. And eventually, you reach this incredible moment. It's called the crossover point. This is the day when your money starts working harder than you do. The day your investment portfolio makes more in a year than you actually save from your paycheck. Think about that. Your financial engine is now officially self-sustaining. All right, so the snowball is rolling, things are getting easier, but this is also where some new hidden traps pop up. And these can seriously derail your progress if you're not careful. We're gonna talk about 2 of the biggest ones. First up, there's something called the friendship tax. And oh man, this one is sneaky. It's that constant, quiet pressure from your social life to spend. The fancy group dinners, the destination weddings, the big birthday bashes. It feels like you have to participate, but it's just systematically draining your bank account. And we're not talking about small change here. The average cost to just attend one destination bachelor party is $1,400. One weekend can literally wipe out months and months of you grinding it out and saving. It's wild. Okay, trap number 2 is what I call the homeowner nightmare. And it usually starts with this piece of well-meaning but totally outdated advice that you've probably heard, the 1% rule. So the rule says, hey, just budget about 1% of your home's value for maintenance each year and you'll be fine. But the reality, it's not even close. Most people are actually spending 2, even 3%. And that gap, that's where financial disasters happen. That's when the roof starts leaking and you realize your emergency fund isn't big enough. And this leads to a bigger conversation about the massive opportunity cost of owning a home. Look at these numbers. In this scenario, just by renting and investing the difference in cost, you could end up with double the wealth after 30 years. Double! Now, owning a home is a personal choice for sure, but you absolutely have to understand the math. So, after all this talk about numbers and traps, what's the actual point? What's the real goal here? Because it's not actually about hitting a specific number in your bank account. The real goal, the ultimate prize, it's not the money itself. It's the freedom that money buys you. It's the options. It's the ability to wake up one day and decide what you want to do with your time and your life, not based on what you have to do to survive, but on what you want to do. And this quote just nails it. The people who make it to real wealth are the ones who got so focused on building a life they didn't want to escape from that the portfolio just happened in the background. It flips the whole script, right? The goal isn't to get rich so you can escape your life. The goal is to build a life you love so much that the money just becomes a happy side effect. So in the end, yeah, the math is simple. It's relentless. It works if you work it. But the real question, the one that truly matters, is this. Have you started building a life you wouldn't want to escape from?